Words of blades that never fall, debated warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. In the ring we stand tall, words of blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited, mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance in this arena. There's no chance to escape the fight by law. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance in this arena. There's no chance to escape the fight by law. Dive in deep and search for more.
Welcome to the spot. It's time to ignite. Oh yeah. Operation Hangout. The feeling's just right. Chilling with the crew. We're ready to groove. Opinions flying high. Come on, let's move. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Pull up a chair, let's get in the zone. Voices blending smooth like a funky trombone. Oh yeah. Topics from the heart, making us think. With a twist and a shout, raise up your drink. Cheers! Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Bring it down, shake it up, feel the beat. With every word we share, the circle's complete. Living loud, think it proud, that's what we do. Oh yeah. Join the club, come on through, we're waiting for you. Alright. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Hang out.
What is going on, everybody? We're back at it, another stream, another live. You know where you're at. You're at Spartan SU Network. I'm your host, the Spartan, and my co-host, Wally, my man. What is going on, Wally?
What's going on, everybody?
So we have a doozy on our hands. WrestleMania is coming around the corner, and we need to talk about it. We need to do this tonight. We took last week off, but this week we're back. We're refreshed, and we're ready to do this. Right, Wally?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Take it over.
All right. Well, a lot of things have been stirring up lately. A lot of things. So much to the point I was even considering mixing it up with some other things, but I'll talk about those on a separate video. But where do we start here? Where do we start? What do I think is a good place to start just to get the ball rolling? You know what? Let's Is there anything particular you thought of that was something so good that you want to talk about real quick, or or you like it's all like pretty much nicely wrapped around whatever you want to like? It don't really matter.
I think WrestleMania is going to suck this year. I'll be straight up with you, bro.
Okay, that's your still opinion right there so far, hey?
Yeah. But I like the idea they turned Randy Orton a heel again. I think he does his best work as heel than anything.
Well, you know what? Let's start off with that then. So let's talk about the Randy Orton with the heel train. Uh, so for me, I mean, I'll say it like this. So when you saw the whole transaction, how did you feel about it all being performed? Like once you saw it and you're like, you saw how you saw it and you react to it. What was your initial thoughts at that moment?
About time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because how do I look at it? I mean, when I seen it, I'm like, okay, it sort of did the same things. Like, okay, kick him in the balls. I'm like, all right, sort of like John Cena is, at least a little bit more better. A little bit stiff when he did it though. It's because it was like you just put that, then you fall off the chair. Then it's like, table. Then it's like, okay, then you just picked it up. I think for me, what really sold it for me is when I start seeing the blood, I was like, okay, okay, yeah. You know what? We are definitely onto something here. A little bit more gore. I was like, yeah, definitely. A little bit more gore. Yeah, it would be that hard, wouldn't it? But hey, we're here. But yeah, I think that's for me. It just sold it. A little bit more gore. My only thing though, this is a question for you that I'll ask you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you believe when it comes to Randy turning heel, it was smart for him to do it last week, or they should have waited until WrestleMania for him to pop the move and say, you know what, kick him the balls, screw him right there, make him think like we're entering in as a friendly spouse between student and master. In reality, no, this is me like taking over and screwing you over.
I think if WrestleMania will be a bigger pop because nobody would have expected it.
Right. I think honestly, I think it would have been nice with the layup. I just don't like the idea of just like making the surprise before it, at least because you got to give them something to get. But I get it. It's like the way they did it, I think it still was savoring enough because the fact that the blood and everything and the chair shot, even though let's be honest, the chair shot never really hit Cody. If you really look at the angle, it didn't really hit him, in my opinion. But it was nice how they set it up, and I actually was good with it. Because honestly, I think that's been the major thing that WWE's been missing a lot lately, and that is pretty much the impact, the gore of it all, the blood of it. It's like they're just censoring just to make it quote unquote PG-13 without really making it PG-13.
I agree.
So the blood part, I just think like it just adds to more of the surreal part of it. So I think they landed that really well. But at this point, I'm gonna ask you another thing, right? With all the many screw jobs Randy has taken over the years, how long will WWE keep forcing Cody to be a face when in reality he's already being a heel? At this point, he has to be sold as a heel. Let's be honest. Let's get Antonio in here real quick. Anthony. Antoine. I keep keep getting like no, because sometimes I be looking at the names so close to just say it's so close to say Antoine, but it's like okay, Anthony or something like that. I was like, yeah.
My man, what's going on?
What's going on, Pete?
Alright.
Wally, Sakafe.
What's going on, man?
Come on here.
Ben.
All right.
Okay, but no, don't be casual. But look, since you just got in here, right? So let me ask you. I don't know if you got a chance to see any of the highlights, but how did you took the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton segment on SmackDown last week? If you seen it,
I didn't get a chance to see it, but I was hearing so much about it.
right?
And he's going back to that mantra of being the
The
killer, if you
Viper
know what I
type,
mean.
legend killer type
Yep.
entrance. Yeah. So it's definitely up. But because recently I just asked Peter, like, how long will WWE keep forcing Cody in our throats being a face when in reality he has to just convert being a heel?
I have no idea.
'Cause-
Honestly, I have no idea. Eventually, it's gonna have to happen, and it's
Yeah,
like
'cause-
they're trying hard not to. But let's be honest, it's gonna happen eventually. It's just a matter of when, not if.
right.
I think it comes down to money. End of the day, they feel like Cody can be a better face right now because he can push more merchandise than anything.
That's true. Plus, also, his father is his late father. Of course, he's been a face for quite some time as well. So they're probably gonna. I think that's what it was. I mean, some people were surprised when he did become a heel, but for as long as we know, he's always been a face. So who knows? They're gonna try to keep this going for as long as they can.
But you have to also understand his nickname is an American Nightmare.
True.
That is the heel name exactly. Like Randy Orton is the Viper heel name. Kane, Undertaker heel names.
Right.
So you're doing injustice to the character if you don't turn him. Because
that's true. But I remember I forgot where I saw this article. And a lot of people were saying that there are times people are rooting for the heel just as much as room for the face.
Well, yeah.
And it's like that line is blurring to who's really a heel, who's really a face. You know what I mean?
To add to that, right? Because this is where I asked this question, because again, when that moment between Cody and Randy happened, they were cheering for Randy. You think they will boo him because he's a heel? No, they were cheering.
They're gonna cheer him.
This is what I'm saying. What is the point of trying to sell Cody as the top baby face when they're booing him anyway?
Exactly.
So what's the point?
I think we got to the point right now, like Cody's been a face for what, 2 years now, 3 years almost,
something like that.
Yeah, it's just we're just so burned out seeing the same face over and over. We need new storylines. We need new faces. We need new heels.
Exactly.
Bringing people NXT.
Exactly. And also the thing is now, if you do turn Cody into a heel, who's he going to go up against is the question.
Everybody. But that's my thing, though. At least if Cody's the heel, him getting booed is way more valuable than him getting falsely cheered. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're placing him as a face, but he's getting booed. This is not John Cena, all right?
No,
he doesn't have the same. If you're thinking we can do the same thing that the fans did with John, we can do the same thing. Just make it the same.
But honestly, let's be honest. When we look at some individuals that turn heel and people still love them, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, yeah, but that's Stone Cold. You don't have Cody don't have that star power Stone.
Exactly.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
But that's one example right there.
Shook the hand with Vince and became corporate Steve Austin. Like, people were booing him, even if they were slightly cheering.
Yeah, and he didn't care, and they loved it.
And that's my whole point. But that's what I'm saying. The art form of what it means to be a true face or a true heel is slightly dead, because again, it's like the heel is being praised while the so-called face is being booed. This is why Cena just doesn't like. Well, they forced that damn Cena to be face for years when he should have been heel all along. Well, Eric, here's the difference, though. Cena had kids behind his side.
That's true.
That's the only difference. And let's be honest, at least through the fans, it was a love and hate thing. Because even if people would say, like, oh, he can't wrestle or this or that, it's not the fact that people didn't love Cena. They just wanted new people to be at the top. That's really the main thing. No one really didn't hate Cena that much. They just wanted new people at the top.
The The one other wrestler, let's be honest, that had a very strong following amongst kids, of course, let's be honest, Hulk Hogan. And when he turned heel, I know you
Ooh,
don't want
that
to.
was a nightmare and a
When
half.
he turned heel at Bash at the Beach, I'll be honest, I didn't see the pay-per-view. I was in basic training that summer. So later on, like a couple of days later, when I was finally had privileges to watch TV, and I started watching an episode of Nitro, and they showed, the highlights from Bash at the Beach, and I saw that. I was sitting here like, wait, when the hell did this happen? And one of the guys in the back was like, "Oh, this happened a couple of weeks ago." I was like, and he's looking at me like, "Where were you?" I was like, "I was still in basic getting the shit kicked out of me. I couldn't watch TV at that time." Oh, okay. So when I saw that, I was in like, I did not see that coming, because I remember the storyline of the NW, like of the Outsiders, when Scott Hall first made his appearance.
Mhm.
I remember seeing that before I shipped out. And then later on, I got to see the highlights when Kevin Nash made his appearance, and they were talking about the third person, and then everything that led up to Bash at the Beach. And then when you saw Hogan, and you saw him find out he's the third man, it was like everybody was shocked. Everybody was shocked and did not see that coming, and it made him and WCW money. So I think with Cody, I don't know if they're going to. I think they will. You just don't know when.
I mean, but honestly, they need to. I mean, a lot of people in wrestling said that he will definitely be a bigger heel than he is a face.
Right.
Maybe we're talking about WrestleMania. WrestleMania will be a great place to do that.
Right.
Maybe it was just the right timing they're waiting for. Maybe they have a more evil plan behind it than we expect.
Well, they chose a bad time to do it, because at this point, it's like you. I mean, like I said, the fact that they let Randy. I mean, you can't just play the switch now and then think, oh, Cody's gonna go heel and make the heel turn on the heel. Like, no. So it's like at this point, it's
Heel on
like
heel, maybe. And we never had one of those in a while.
That's true.
we barely even had that at all. But okay. But I mean, look, if it happens, I'll be amazed. But we'll see how it plays out.
Let's see, because we've been wrong a lot of times, and we've been right
look,
a lot of times too.
at this point, WWE definitely making some plays of trying to spark up the plug again, and they're trying their best somewhere around the line.
Oh yeah, Eric, you're right. He did
So
start off as a heel. I forgot all about that, but it's been so long ago. I don't think people ever remember him being a heel,
Hogan
and he
started
was.
as heel under. Well, yeah, that's
Blassie,
under
Freddie
that
Blassie.
character. So yeah, most people wouldn't know that.
I don't think a lot of people remember that.
The same thing with Cena when he first came on a scene in WWE.
That's
he was
right.
heel at first.
That's true.
And people
Not
forget.
really.
Like, I'm sorry.
He wasn't really a heel. Because remember, the first time he actually came onto the scene, it was against, if I'm not mistaken, it was against Kurt Angle, and he wasn't a heel. He was just a rookie looking for his get rights.
But they were trying to post a heel at him. Then they turned officially baby.
Well, yeah,
Right.
because
Because that's the time he was on wrestling gear.
economics version of him. He was definitely heel around that format. He was definitely heel around that. But as far as like high end pinnacle heel, he wasn't really that high end yet. He really
No, I'm not saying
No.
like that. I'm not
No,
talking
no,
about
no.
like
Oh yeah.
When he
But
first-
that's what I'm saying. Like as far as like, because at best, Thugonomics was his main heel visual point at that point. Because when he had the chains and everything, that was like his main heel point at that point.
That's
He was
true,
actually
because-
using the chains to cheat in wrestling back at that time.
That's
But
true.
he never
Because,
really
I'm not
went
mistaken.
quote-unquote
Every wrestler at one point, except Cena, really had a heel turn, a good heel turn. Hogan, for example,
yeah.
obviously we know the Undertaker he had a good heel turn.
Yup.
Stone Cold, obviously, even The Rock, everybody had a
Yes.
decent heel turn, and they usually do the best work as a heel.
Exactly.
Well,
Stone
no,
Cold.
actually, that's what I'm saying though. Actually, Cena's Thugonomics was his best heel. I mean, overall, because people keep getting this. Thugonomics Cena was heel.
Yeah, it was.
Eventually, he changed that to being a face with it as well, but he was heel with that role.
That's
the
true.
only thing is, though, when you think about it, as far as high end, he was never Thugonomics John Cena heel with the world title. That's the only difference. It was just mid Carter standard, but that was the main thing with that. But as far as high end heel, yeah, he never had a high end heel role.
Honestly, when you look at Stone Cold, not only when he went corporate, when he joined the corporation and Vince McMahon. Another good heel turn that Stone Cold had was during the Invasion storyline. That one was worked when that was around the time when WWE already acquired both WCW and ECW, and they were still trying to figure out how to divvy up the rosters, and that's when they had the pay-per-view Invasion. So you had everyone on WCW and ECW going against the WWE. And if I remember, when Stone Cold turned and he joined WCW and ECW, and he was a leader for that Invasion storyline, it worked because no one thought he would. No one was like, why is he joining these guys? People forget he does have history with WCW. He was stunning Steve Austin. People forget that. And he had hair at that time, too.
Right.
So that probably was a
Surprisingly.
connection in that aspect. Say again?
Surprisingly.
Yeah, I
his
see.
younger form, his younger character form definitely had hair. Yeah,
And a lot of people,
All
don't
that.
didn't realize that. Yeah, and he had an ponytail. I remember I saw some old videos of it.
Yeah,
So it was that aspect. He had a very strong connection to guys from WCW, and a lot of people didn't realize that. He might have known some of the guys. I don't think he ever wrestled in ECW, but he probably had a connection with some of the wrestlers that did wrestle in WCW that were now wrestling for ECW. So that's probably the one reason why it went, and they pulled it off. They saw him as their hero. This is the guy that's going to lead us, to the promised land. That's basically what it was, and it worked for a period of time. And then I think that's how they were able to sell the Invasion storyline even better. Because, okay, yes, it was Vince versus Shane, but of course, Stone Cold really, really hates Vince. So if he's going to partner with a McMahon, he's going to partner with Shane instead of partnering with Vince in this storyline. And that's what he did, and it worked. However brief, but it did work.
oh yeah.
We are also talking about Vince McMahon era versus Paul Levesque era.
Yeah,
Keep this in mind.
that's true.
Two different eras.
That's true.
I'm not saying Vince was better than Triple H or Triple H is better than Vince. I'm not saying neither of that.
Right.
I'm saying there are two different eras. And unfortunately, as much I had so high hope for Triple H, my dude, you're dropping a fucking ball. I'm like, you got to pick up your nuts and you do your job, brother. Again, like I said, I think it was last show, a couple of shows, whatever it was. I don't know if it's some kind of higher power in the company saying they kind of pushing back. No, we don't want to go the direction, go this one. I don't know because I'm not in that meeting rooms. I'm not in those, negotiation process. The
So
writers.
you think TKO has something to do with it?
I think TKO has a lot to do with it. Actually, end of the day, they are writing the checks.
That's true.
And then they might be. Well, nah. I mean, people can believe that, but the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, again, because you got to think about it. TKO says when it comes to signing talent or releasing talent, that's on Triple H.
Right. Okay.
So
But it
reality is, again, this is why I still say I got to put it on Triple H because again, TKO just holding these companies together. TKO is holding WWE. TKO has as an asset, right? They could tell you, hey, do what you do. You know what you're doing, supposedly, but we still want this person. They could still say, hey, we still want that person. Same way with UFC. It's like whatever that is. Well, granted, UFC is a different notion, but still, they have that as their little coin piece of money too. However that works. But that's what I'm saying. Like for me, because again, if Triple H is still running where the writers are, and he is the lead writer supposedly of that team, of that group, then again, if everyone's writing a piece and you're looking at the final piece of work of that day and you're saying check off, meaning you're good to go, and you didn't think nothing was wrong with what was said in that writing piece, that's on you. That's not on them. I mean, it's on them, but it's also on you because you let that go.
Or you signed off on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like overall, for me, until otherwise, like there's someone else in the writing room other than him controlling the scenery, and then we know it's like I got to put it on H because you're the one running that, and you're the one controlling what goes forward. Same way, because the thing, if Vince was the one leading the writing room, he knows who's writing what, this and that, what he leads to go and what he don't. It's so crazy because I listened to a lot of stories from the other day ago. Like one in particular, I'm gonna make this as a side piece, right? So I was watching a clip where Edge was breaking down some old history, right? And this was at the time, if y'all remember, when he had the Money in the Bank and his girl at the time was Lita, right?
Yeah.
He was cash and he hand Vince the briefcase and he went. Vince actually said some words to him, right? He revealed Vince said to him, "Go prove him right." Because what happened was at that time, as we all know, at that point, Edge was a heel, right?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Pointed out to Vince that he believed because he was a heel at that point, it would make more sense to cash in when the champion was at their lowest, which is why we have it the way it is now, right? And he agreed with it, but everyone else said otherwise. So Vince was the only one that believed in his idea at that point, and
So Edge was the one that came up with the suggestion.
right, and everyone else was like, "Fuck no, no, don't do it." And so what Vince told him the moment when he gave him that briefcase was, "Prove me right," and he did. He literally, it's been the most genius move ever. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, when you think about this stuff, a lot of things, a lot of decisions has it. You're the one with the final move. Vince heard everyone else's thoughts. They said no. He heard his, and he thought that was actually smart because again, you're a heel. You got a briefcase. You can cash it at any moment, right?
Right.
So why not? And he said, "Go prove me right." The moment was epic, and everyone was like oozing with boo. And it sold. It sold. Because to be able to have the ability at the right time, at the right moment to cash that in and make a victory out of it at the person's weak point and took it away, epic. Just epic. Which is
And
why
everyone's been following that blueprint since.
right. So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of decisions and all that, a lot of that is backdoor stuff, depending on the person who leads it, the people with the suggestions, and then how that mixed internally. So that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, Vince still has to be not Vince, but Triple H at this point, he still has to be able to narrate those things where you sign off yes, and if you sign off yes, are you sure that this is a foolproof idea, or neither you're doing something completely different? So that's my thing with that. But let's get off of that right now because we're about to move on to something else. So with that said, let's pivot this way. I know everyone may not seen everything, but I'm gonna just make sure we get a few good ideas in the topics right now. So let's put this into framework of Jay Cargill, right? So interesting enough, so I found out Jay Cargill had an interview with let me see what platform it was where she did this interview, because she was talking on a podcast. I don't want to speak on the wrong podcast. So she was talking to Complex, right? She had an interview with Complex, right?
Okay.
And she was talking about her opponent for WrestleMania. And she said she would have rathered her challenger at WrestleMania be Charlotte Flair over Rhea Ripley.
Oh wow.
What are your opinions on that statement?
Wow.
Anthony, you can go first.
Yeah.
Wow. That's bold, but I see where she's going with that. And I think she knows she's gonna have an opportunity with Rhea one of these days sooner or later, but I guess she's seeing, you know what? Let me go after the daughter of a legend. Let me see what I can do with her. You know? And I think that's what it is. She's like, you know what? Rhea's still gonna be around. I don't know about Charlotte, because she's always here and then she's gone for some time. I want my chance with her now, before something happens. Whether she takes some time off or God forbid she gets hurt. I'm gonna take that chance now. And that's bold. It really is. And I know there's some people that don't like how she carries herself and everything else. I know there's some people that have had issues with her and other dynamics and other aspects. And of course, there's probably some jealousy behind the scenes too. But that's very bold of her. That's bold of Jay to just say, you know what, I want Flair. I want Charlotte Flair. And she's taking that, and she's using that mantra, like to be the man, you gotta beat the man. To be the woman, I gotta beat the woman. And she feels, you know what, Rhea Ripley's not going anywhere. Who knows about Charlotte Flair? I want my opportunity now. I don't want to wait. And
I don't think Charlotte's going anywhere either, bro.
but you know what I mean. The times that she's been out for some time because of injury and everything else. So she's just like, you know what? The time is now. I'm jumping on this opportunity.
Well, Peter, what is your thoughts? How do you look at the situation? Do you think should it be Rhea or should it be Charlotte Flair?
It's hard to say because either way you go, it could be a good match if it's written out correctly and good storyline. Everything could be good if you have the right writers, the right everything.
Mhm.
Rita's hot right now. She's been hot for a while,
Yeah.
and that's why I think they're going that direction. But Charlotte performs like no other woman can perform right now. So I can see that. I can see her saying, "Let's go with Charlotte instead," because of the performance. She's gonna have some great performance. I just feel bad for the poor girl. The last couple of years, she's been having the worst luck in the world. She came back from an injury. She got hit again. She comes back from an injury. She can get hurt again, and she's not fully recovered. She's still babying that knee. Let's keep that in mind. I
Well,
think they did a right move going really now because Charlotte is not 100% still. She still needs a baby that knee.
right. So that
And
was
everything.
pretty much my
So she
idea.
came back too soon from that recent knee injury she had.
Well, no, not too soon. But I'll say it like this real quick, right? Because this is really why I was sort of hitting this, because I think, in all honesty, like for me, I say it like this, right? J1 and Charlotte. I mean, I think either which way you go with it, it really doesn't matter because either one of these two women are always somewhere in WrestleMania land, somewhere in the tops every other year. It is what it is. You're gonna see the main pieces if they're needed to be the main pieces, since there's no other potential storyline. And let's be honest, since Bianca is not back yet from her injury, one of these two girls have to be used, right? It's just what it is. But for me personally, like just like what Peter said, I think they made the smart move not putting Flair, even though they've been signaling it with Jade and Flair of the two meeting up eventually, because they have signaled it. But I think it was smart that they didn't play into it because one, just like what Peter said, Flair is not 100%. And I think you would rather want 100% Flair going against Jade Cargill versus an 80% Charlotte Flair going against Jade Cargill. That's just that right there, right? So, and especially if you're using a heel version of Jade, you would think this person is going to go after the knee in some form of capacity. So, and because WWE has these tendencies where they go after their weak points, they don't know how further the injury can go if they do go that far with that. So I'm glad they didn't choose that for Flair to go for it versus going with Ripley. My only thing though is I still believe that they should have added Flair in the match as far as Elimination Chamber. They still should have added her in there and then got her eliminated. But I understand why that would be the case because, of course, well, who do you get eliminated by? Do you get eliminated by Rhea? Do you get eliminated by Tiffany Stratton? Do you get eliminated by, Rockwell? Like, who do you get eliminated by? It's like, okay, well, yeah, let me save her from even that because, like, you don't want that to be the case. So I see how it all played out. So I get it for Jade. It's like you just gotta have to wait a little longer. So yeah, that's what's gonna be my point on that. All right. So let's go on another quick tidbit. So right now, right, WWE usually around WrestleMania time, they try to sell these celebrity matches where they try to get celebrities to do some wrestling matches, which I wish they slow down a little bit. Technically, it was supposed to be the Latin sensation that just performed at the Super Bowl. I forgot his name already.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. It was supposed to be. They said Bad Bunny was going to be the first.
God, no.
You'd be surprised. Bad Bunny actually can move. But
I can't stand the guy.
But they said that it was going to be him. So far, they showed Jelly Roll only, and right now, hearing from just rumors, what it sounds like right now, WrestleMania, if they do pull it, they're gonna pull a Jelly Roll going against the Miz and Kit Wilson as a match. But as far as Jelly Roll's partner, they may insert Royce Keys. Do you think that this is a smart play? Start off with you, Peter, until Antoine gets back.
I don't know. To be honest with you, that's a weird one, personally.
Yeah.
It's like throwing another celebrity in a match already. He's already there. What's the point of it? I don't see the value. You have one guy in there. You build up storyline with him. Just stay with that. I think they're putting too much. What's WrestleMania was it? Was WrestleMania 5 when they had like 20 different celebrities coming in or some shit like that? I can't remember what it was.
It'll sound like that because
Yeah.
what I guess Den Simmons was there once upon a time. Mike Tyson, so much others. Give or take.
It was a bunch. It was like a bunch of it was Mr. T, it was Tyson, it was all these guys.
Yeah.
And it was too much.
Yeah,
I
they
love
slowed it down over the years, but
Yeah, I love when they add a little flair into some
Right.
celebrities. I enjoy that actually.
right,
That's how the Logan brother got into the wrestling scene, if you remember.
pretty much.
But add another wrestler into it. I mean, another celebrity into a match already. At this point, it makes no sense to me.
And
What we
he
doing?
really just did one.
Spanish rap versus American country. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you saying. Eric's like, who? What? Huh? Yeah, Eric. So, Jelly Roll.
He's your favorite rapper, bro. Bad Bunny. You know Bad Bunny. You love him, Eric.
Eric's like, I don't know who the hell that is.
He was screaming in the Chaz in a few minutes.
Yeah, but so yeah, it's just one of those things. But that's why I'm like, I honestly, for me, I just think like they're sort of doing this a little rushing too fast. Like, don't get me wrong, Jelly Roll's first time doing wrestling was like, yeah, it looked like he was pretty much about to die. Literally, I mean, like he looked like freaking like Mankind, but just in a worser state.
Oh wow!
Like literally perpetually about to die. The fact that hey, great hearts to him. Bless his soul for constantly keep going when he did. But Lord knows you pretty much was about to get fucked on that day.
Oh man. A lot of these celebrity matches, like earlier, Mike Tyson, Mr. T, hell, even 47 actually did an appearance on it too. It's just like if you do it once, like one celebrity every now and again, okay, no big deal. But it's like they're trying so hard to catch lightning in a bottle with another celebrity, and sometimes it just gets a little.
I mean, overall, celebrity-wise within WrestleMania, I don't think so. They really did it that much, but it's like the fact that within the years, like you did it already. It's like, all right, like slow the celebrity stuff down already.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. Y'all trying to be a little bit more entertainment. Y'all trying to bring it into things, and that's fine. That's cool. But it's like make it special. Don't make it over the top. And I get it. Like right now, they're trying to save WrestleMania beyond extinction because, oh my goodness, I'm telling you right now. I've seen a post. Someone asked, Vince McMahon, what era we're in. He said as an answer, just take a guess, a gander of what the answer might be.
Educate us.
Which one?
Educate us. That's it.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Let me go find it because Lord knows what he said was just hilarious. It was just abundantly hilarious. This shit was literally the answer. Like I was like, oh, when he said this, I'm like, well, at least he knows because I'm hoping everyone else do. I was just hoping does everyone else know because at least he knows. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. But hold on. But I'm gonna ask you guys another question, and then as I'm finding this, and another question is this: Do y'all believe this is a smart play to bring in Royce Keys to fit him in now versus later?
Later, I think.
It might be now because it's like, how long do you keep him? It's like, how long do you hold him? How long do you keep him? Keep him from giving him his opportunity. And we all know, like, this is like WrestleMania has always been, that is the pay-per-view of pay-per-views.
But at the same time, dude, think about it. If you give him time to marinate with the fans, it's like a recipe. You want to marinate the meat and marinate the meat and marinate the
Right.
meat, and
Right.
it gets better and more marinate over time. If you throw him in his scene now, he might crash and burn. And people are like, I'm over this shit.
That is true. And it's hard to recover too. And it's even harder if that
Bingo.
character doesn't work and you gotta start all over again with somebody else.
Right.
Have him developing a whole new character, a whole new persona. And will people recognize it too? Some can do it, but not everyone. That's the skill right
Think
there.
what happened with Ikale and the other one. He was playing himself, but he was actually playing his brother. That was a horrible idea. Everybody knew it was him, just with a clean shaved face.
Right. But my thing is this, right? I mean, I do like the idea of Miz and Kit Wilson getting together for only one reason. If you put Pretty Deadly under Miz, that visual does make sense.
Okay.
As a overall team and corporate standout. So that makes sense if whenever his Kit Wilson's partner comes back. So that actually plays well for later terms if they ever, formulate that. Now, bringing Royce Keys into play because Jelly Roll needs a partner and you bring him at this point, I mean, I guess, but it doesn't really solidify Royce Keys at this point unless they do like a mad amounts of work to really get him sold into this picture. Because honestly, it would just be like, now it's like you didn't have nothing for him and you're just keeping him in the wing. Now you're rushing him in just because, well, you got to make something happen and you just got to spice things up.
You feel like you got to do something.
Yeah, like no. But with that said, though, I did find the post. So, yeah, let's look at this. So, when Vince was asked what era are we in WWE, he says, it's the reckless depression era.
Oh, my God.
Right. Oh, yeah. It's the reckless depression era. Because so he pretty much summed up exactly what the fans were thinking, because it is depressing watching WWE right now.
Yo.
That's how sad that is. He knows his product and what WWE's selling is bullshit.
He's like, what? Who the fuck is watching this bullshit? My God.
And Eric comes in and says, if they want to create celebrity buzz, put Will Smith and Chris Rock. They just have a celebrity death match. Go play and break a leg. You can't be Eric, I swear.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I swear, Eric. I swear. You know what? You have problems.
You are so wrong.
You think?
Yo. Oh my God.
But I ain't gonna lie though, that would be funny. Keyword funny. I wouldn't say that would be exciting, but it would be funny. But I ain't gonna lie. At this point, if like I ain't gonna lie, if the drama was that heat and you needed somewhere to go play and hurt yourself, I'm like, well, WWE is a place to do it. Either there or somewhere else. But I will also want to add this nice little picture because this was interesting. For those that watched the highlights or seen the scenery, if you remember that Randy Orton was talking with someone on the phone, well, a lot of people right now are angling and politicking this visual.
Nah.
Hey, say what you wish. But this would be the most funniest shit ever. If I promise you right now, if The Rock were to come out and handshake Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and they do this, this would be full circle. This would be fucking hilarious. Cause now it's like, okay, now we're bringing back the story a little bit by I told you I was gonna come back for your soul, son of a bitch. And now he technically did. It's like, yo, that would actually be smart play. This would actually be funny. That would actually be so funny. If that
I don't
happened,
think they would do that. I don't think.
I mean, they probably wouldn't, because there's also some rumors. I think The Rock, he's right now dealing with some movie or something like that. So I'm just saying they wouldn't. But if they did, this would be hilarious. This would be fucking hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. I would honestly and hysterically lose my shit to see this. I really would, because that's how funny that is.
Wow.
That's how funny that would be to me. Like, if they ever did that, that would be insane. I would literally laugh my heart out.
Wow.
Because that would literally be an epic moment to know that out of all people, this is where the trump card comes in. It's like, okay, Cena was a pushover, but Randy's a go-getter. So who else can I really stick it to you with? I can stick it with Randy.
He grew up. He has family in this business too. He's just like The Rock, third generation wrestler. Their dads wrestled, their granddads wrestled, so they have. That's the one thing they do. That's the one thing they see. They can both agree. They can both build upon. They were both third generation wrestlers. We have family in this business. We know this life, and so on and so forth. So that would be interesting. But I thought he was pulling back and not trying to wrestle as much anymore. I thought
he didn't try to wrestle at all. He got hurt last time, if you remember.
Well, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Rock is gonna be like a wrestler ultimately, because you gotta remember he's also CEO. He's also I think not CEO, but because he's pretty much a part of the TKO management.
He's on the board.
Yeah, he's on the
TKO board.
Yeah, he's on the board. What's going on?
Braxton.
Yeah, Braxton. Sorry.
That is true. He is on the board.
Yeah, I can look it up right now, actually.
So definitely,
Well, he's gonna be occupied because the UFL is supposed to be starting up, I think, this weekend or next weekend.
Give or take.
Yeah, so he's gonna be focusing on that. Then again, it starts up next week. He could do that, and then WrestleMania's the following week. Yeah, he will have the time for it.
Yeah, give or take. He probably.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would just be very interesting. But other than that, so
he's a director, actually. The Rock.
He's a director. Yeah.
He's a what?
A director.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Let's see here. So let me ask you guys this as a sideway before we hit to the heavier pieces of tonight's show.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about the whole situation with Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins? Would you see it as a disappointment if they don't do WrestleMania, or you're okay with it if it be pushed back for like Backlash or something?
I'll be okay with it pushed back. Marinated, like I keep saying, and give it time, because right now he's not 100%. How can he wrestle 100%? If I want a WrestleMania match, I want 100%. I want him to rip my goddamn head off.
Right, because right now, I know
injured, isn't he?
It's a little bit half and half. Some people are saying, he's still injured, or he needs a relook. Some people are saying he should be cleared for WrestleMania. It's not really known right now. It's really like lopsided. So that's what I'm saying.
Let's pretend for a minute he's ready to be cleared, right? There's no time to build a story. It's so WrestleMania is around the corner, literally.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So
says, Stone Cold was the main favorite wrestler when I was little. Then I was 12, 13. John Cena, Rey Mysterio, Undertaker, The Fiend, rest in peace. The Boogeyman, yeah, for sure. But definitely for sure, like that's just my thing, right? Is like I was honestly okay with the fact, because right now what they're doing with Seth Rollins with the whole, and it's like, with the whole, these mass figures and everything, it just doesn't really, it doesn't really work for anything at all. So I was just like, is it really worth it right now at this point?
I heard that some of the guys that they brought in to be the masked individuals were guys from a wrestling school that Rollins has back in his home state.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's what people are saying. I mean, right now, one of them actually came out. Surprisingly enough, that someone revealed, and they said that well, he's from a different wrestling corporation. So they're actually using other wrestlers from outside the industry. Right now.
So they use an independent guy. So they use an independent guys then.
Pretty much, because those are the guys that are able to take what Brock gave them that Monday. So
Okay,
yeah,
that would make sense. I mean, you don't want to put anyone that has no familiarity with everything associated with this, and
right.
they get hurt and everything else. So if you're bringing in people that have some form of understanding of this business, how to take a hit, how to fall, and everything else, that's one thing. But putting someone out there that's never been in the squared circle, that's a risk. That's too much. That's way
It's a
too much
huge risk. Because if that person gets hurt,
Oh
they're
yeah,
liable now too.
yeah.
Because they're gonna, they're gonna say, oh, it's self, there's contractors, all this stuff. But
Yeah,
if you put somebody in a ring who's not trained or has some kind of training, even if it's celebrities, they go through some boot camp training.
right.
Right.
And like I heard the stories, like perfect example of one guy, that started wrestling and everything. Not wrestled per se, but was able to hold his own. Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon held his own. Like a lot of wrestlers respect him because he was really like taking it a lot more serious than they thought, and they were like, "Yo, he's able to fall right. He's able to do everything
Bro,
correctly."
I'll give you a correct example. If you remember in ECW, they had brought somebody from the crowd to wrestle. I can't remember. I think Jackson something the wrestler was, I think.
Okay.
And they found out he was underage, number one.
Oh,
On top of that, the wrestler did a number on him. He beat the living hell out of the guy.
oh shit! Damn, Eric.
I see where Eric is going with that.
Yo.
I see where Eric is going with that.
Yeah, and I believe the wrestler died recently too. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow.
He was a Paul Heyman guy. I remember that much.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. I think.
Who do you think I'm talking about?
I forgot the guy's name, but I think I know who you're talking about. And a lot of people and people don't realize Paul Heyman knows a good number of guys. People are surprised to know how many people Paul Heyman knows. That's how far his reach goes in this sport.
He knows a lot of people.
Yes, he do. Yes, he do. But here's something real interesting I never knew about Paul Heyman. Like, I heard he's the godfather of one of Brock Lesnar's kids.
I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Say again?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was going to close out the show with that. I want to, bring it. We're gonna bring it up towards the end, for 5 seconds.
Yeah. That's definitely that. That's
yeah. My wife told me, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And
then that was some crazy news. I had to see that through. I had to see that through IG. I was like, "Wait."
My wife told me. My wife's got a pop up, and then she told me I was dropping off my kids, and she called me up after I was dropping off her youngest. She's like, "Yeah, Chuck Norris died." I'm like, "Wait, what? The man who cheats death, the man whose mustache is strong enough to pull the Titanic, all that stuff." She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Wow, I guess death, wanted a rematch." Come on,
I was
now.
shocked. I wasn't too shocked, but he was 85.
But he was a decent 85. It didn't look like he was like, "Oh, I'm about to be gone 85." But
yeah, because I heard it was a family emergency. He had something happened on a family vacation. Rest in peace. Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely crazy work. But there definitely got to be like a memory showpiece for him for that one, because he's definitely iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and Mr. Bruce Lee would have been around the same age if Bruce was still alive. Damn, that's crazy.
Game of Death. That fight scene for Game of Death.
Uh,
Like that was the introduction of Chuck Norris. You're like, who's this guy? And then you see him go out. You're like, oh, okay.
real quick. Next topic.
New Jackson, that's what his name was.
New Jack. Oh man.
New Jack. He wrestled a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
He did a number on him.
Yeah. I read the story, and people were like,
that was crazy.
And people were just like, New Jack didn't care. New Jack
he didn't give a shit.
Nah.
New Jack was a sick one for sure.
He was a loose cannon.
Yeah.
And that's why he could not. The reason he could never be signed for into WWE or WCW or whatever promotions around at the time was because he was such a loose cannon. Nobody could control him, not even Paul Heyman.
Right.
But that was the point of it too. That's why ECW fit him so well. But he beat up a kid.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he was a loose cannon. Like this dude would come in, he would have a shopping cart with a trash can full of stuff. He gets to the ring, chair, barbed wire, 2x4, anything. He just toss it in the ring and he's ready to go at it. I think one match he stacked like 3 tables on top of each other and then jumped on somebody and fell through all 3 tables with the person. Like New Jack is, put it like this, New Jack makes Sabu look like a Boy Scout.
Ooh.
That's the best way I can describe it. At least with Sabu, you can keep him, you can calm him down. New Jack, he didn't have a problem. He put it like this. He would find a way. If he was in the WWE, good luck trying to take the hardcore title away from him. That's the best way I can describe it. That's how off the reservation New Jack was. You could not, like, it was hard to beat him. Sabu, Taz, Rob Van Dam, Sandman, Tommy Dreamer, Raven. All those guys have gone up against him and were like, not again, not a second time. Because that's how far he would take it. He would take it to that level. And he didn't care if he and he did not care about crossing that line.
The only other person who keep close to him was Brent Pillman, I think was his name.
Brent Pillman?
Yeah, he was another loose cannon too.
Ooh, and that's when he was part of Raven's flock too, I think, at that time. Billy Kidman was part of Raven's flock.
Don't remember that much.
Say again?
I don't remember that much, to be honest.
I do. I remember because before, like when Raven was in ECW, he had a stable. It was called the Flock, and it was called Raven's Flock. It was
yeah,
Raven.
I remember. Yeah, I think he had something like Raven's Flock. Yes.
Yeah, Raven. It was Raven. It was Perry Saturn, but he went by Saturn. Brian Pillman, and there were a couple other people I'm trying to remember, but those guys, those are the only guys I can think of that were crazy enough to be in the ring with New Jack. Hey, Eric,
I remember one crazy storyline within wrestling was that crazy time when New Jack was literally like, I don't know how high in the sky he was, but they were so high to the point when they crashed down, the incident of the other wrestler possibly dying that day, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is crazy. New Jack, the fact that New Jack was like, hey, I'm down for whatever, and you can take this trip with he's like,
yeah, he was. That was him.
Like, yo,
he took, seriously, New Jack took it to a level. And if you can find any old ECW matches with New Jack in it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, the guy was just something else. He was not meant for normal things.
No. Like New Jack was just
that right there.
That's the best way I can put it. New Jack was just
New Jack.
Yes.
Yeah, let's keep it right there. But all right, but let's get into the real meats and grits of this a little bit more. So let's get into the big dip, right? And that is the match that the fans have been wanting for so long, and that is Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. First and foremost, I love to ask, Anton. I pretty much you probably didn't see the moment when it happened, so you're gonna be out the wing. But I'm gonna ask Peter this. Peter, did you see it?
I saw the when he got power bombed, right? You saw
Right,
him-
right, yeah. The whole lead up to it. Like, do you see the whole lead up?
Yeah.
Okay, so for you, right? Let me ask this: how did you think when they did the whole lead up? What was your thoughts on the whole thing?
Two giants are gonna go at it, and I think Brock is going to like always. I don't think they're gonna have him ready. He's not ready to win. He's too new still. He's still very green. I think they should hold this off longer to build up the pressure. And again, I keep saying it every show. I'm gonna say it again. I said it a few minutes ago. Marinate it. That's one thing Vince did a lot. Marinate it. If you remember back in the day, feuds lasted a whole year. I'm not saying last a year. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
true.
2 months, 3 months.
They found a way to have a storyline go longer than it was supposed to, and it worked. And just when you thought you saw one angle, another angle will come into it, and it was just like I didn't see that one coming. So
Well,
Peter's right. Peter's
yeah.
right.
I mean, look,
Vince
for
made
me
a story
personally,
a story,
well, yeah,
and this is even before, Raw and SmackDown and everything else. It was if you were watching Superstars, if you were watching Wrestling Challenge, if you were watching Saturday Night's Main Event, that's how he was able to keep them. That's how he was able to keep the story going, and he always kept it going
The
to the
last time
pay-per-views.
we had a story that marinated for more than a couple months, if you guys remember, it wasn't the greatest story, but I give him with a lot of respect because they marinated. It was Cena versus The Rock.
Yeah,
They didn't rush that storyline. He said at the WrestleMania, I don't remember which one it was, I'm going to face you next year in WrestleMania. They had a whole year to marinate this. And they did not break from that script. You gotta give it time for a story to build. You cannot just here you go. I'm not
I mean,
saying
look,
sweet.
I get it. I mean, I get the whole thing with the whole story part. I mean, for me though, this is my thing, right? I mean, first and foremost, I'm talking from the initial standpoint of what happened on that Raw. Because for me, right, when I looked at this moment where it's Brock and then it's Seth Rollins in the ring, and then the screen went black, and the next thing you know, you heard Opa's music drop, and then you're like, oh. Because at first, a lot of fans were like, oh, we've been here, done this. Like, we don't want to see Brock and Seth. And then it's like when the whole
Mhm.
thing switched to everything else, when everything switched to everything else, and it went from Oba coming out, ring gear and all, and marching down and getting into the ring and looking at Brock down, only to see Seth try to sneak up on him as if whatever, and then pretty much running away Seth to then turn around to then walk up on Opa. Then Opa pretty much lift him up on his shoulders and dropped him with the fall from grace powerbomb. In my mind, I'm like, oh wow, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. But my only thing was this though is I didn't. This is my only pet peeve on that night.
what's that?
They had him come out. They had Opa come out with the wrestling gear. One, you never even chose to sign to nothing. Two, you didn't even had a match before that moment. At least as last I remembered, because I don't think so. He had a match that night. So to me, it's like you're coming out with wrestling gear. It's like that was not smart, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I would have believed he came with jeans, whatever shoe wear, whatever shirt, come with
But
some
let
rap.
me ask you this question, Wally. Have you seen him coming on the to a ring without a wrestling gear yet?
Yes.
Because I don't remember that. I'll be honest, I don't remember.
No. I'm gonna tell you, it was literally with Rusev the first time they met. The
Mm.
first time when they
Okay.
butt heads, go look it up. It was the first time they butt heads in the ring where they were punching each other back and forth at that moment before they actually had an actual match. They were doing that.
To be straight with you, bro, and I'll be very honest with you, I think they're doing the same thing they did with Roman back in the day. They're pushing him down our throats, and
Yep.
a lot of people was like, "Nope, not having it."
Well, no.
You don't think so?
No, because you gotta remember, the fans want this. This is a fan pick. This is not them. This is not the WWE. This is a
Okay,
fan
I'll
pick.
give you that.
Huh?
I'll give you it.
Oh, okay, how about I say because but the
No,
fans.
I'm not pushing back. I'm giving you.
The fans want. This is a fan pick. This is a fan favorite. Now, I would definitely tell you if it was Gunther, then yes, this was definitely force fed. But it ain't Gunther. Thank goodness. No, seriously, I'm so serious because this leads to my next question. Who would you rather Brock face, Oba or Gunther at WrestleMania?
Oh my
Eric,
God.
something's really wrong with you, bro. I recommend therapy. Seriously, some therapy.
But I'm so serious. Like literally, who would you rather it be? Would you rather it be Gunther going against Brock, or would you rather it have been Oba go against Brock? For me, I'd rather it be Oba. Not because it's a fan favorite, but because it makes sense. It's the
I'll
only
give you
thing
credit.
that-
It does make sense. It makes a lot of sense.
No, literally, because they already started the story since Royal Rumble. So now you opening the door and the gates to say who wants to face me. Now you finally say, all right, we're gonna give the fans what they want. You give us Oba. Now again, to your point, Peter, I'm not gonna sit here and say if Oba wins or lose at WrestleMania. It really don't matter to me, as long as it's good, a decent good fight. Is it a decent good fight? I don't care if Oba lose. But as far as because again, there's already rumors that Brock
Holy
with Paul Heyman.
shit.
They already saying something like of the lines of Brock shouldn't lose until like close to retirement, which I'm neither here nor there. I really don't care if it one way.
Is he close to retirement now?
Yeah, he's pretty much close because I think Brock said something about he's closing it out soon enough, give or take. So
Surprise.
Yeah, he's been out for I think what 25 years now.
well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Brock
Off and
will
on,
always be good to really wrestle because he's always at peak form, right? It's
Yeah.
just like, move on, go do something else. It's like, because, I don't think so right now. Let's be honest. At this point, do you really need Brock? Do you really need him? Like, truthfully, do you really need him?
No.
Like, this is a decorated wrestler to the point that will break anybody. Like, come on.
I even said it when he won the streak. It was a bad idea.
Everyone believed that, but let's be honest. Blame WWE and Undertaker for that, because when everyone remembers when Undertaker was at UFC, yeah, people can say what they want, but go back to that moment, and then now you look at that moment when he won. Blame WWE for that if you're so mad about that.
I was just looking at that highlight.
What was going on?
I was just looking at that highlight between Brocky and
Right. Oh, so you saw it. Okay, good.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, you
Because
saw that.
it's rare to find someone that's bigger than Brock.
Or at his size.
Exactly.
And you know what, Eric? Eventually, I hope they do make this match, because technically, from my source of looking at the roster, supposedly Oba may be signing to Raw. Supposedly.
Really?
That makes sense, to be honest with you,
I mean, at this point, it does make sense.
because they need more big players on Raw, I think.
Well, yeah, and I think right now Raw is pretty much coming to big marketplace right now. So
Yeah, and also with this match, Brock is like a weird species because he's so good for his size.
right.
But is this dude also as good? Because
No, for sure. So
You don't know till you get in the ring of one of the best.
Right.
Well, yeah, exactly. But my main thing is this, right? Even if Opa doesn't win at WrestleMania, as long as it's a good match and a good representation of it, I hope it's just going to be that great. My only thing is if the rumors is true or the statement is true about Brock not losing until he's close to retirement, again, I do not want Gunther to be the one to send him packing.
Really?
It got to be someone else. And if Oba loses that WrestleMania, then it has to be Oba to win. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're talking about passing the you know what's crazy about this moment? That moment right there?
Uh-huh.
When Brock was around Oba's age, I think he was like 24, 25, somewhere around that. In his his younger to older 20s. That was the same time that he did that to Hulk Hogan when Brock came into WWE. Now Brock is at the same age when he did to Hogan that Oba did to Brock. So again, this is, like I said, poetry in motion.
Because when I saw when Brock Lesnar first came out, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? This dude was jacked up, no neck, buzz cut. I'm like, who
Don't forget, he also came right when ECW ended. He was just getting comfortable ECW at the time.
Oh, that's right.
And his role was a quiet, he had a manager talking for him at a time. And he had no mic skills at the time at all.
Okay.
No, but yeah. But that's my thing right there. So
I was looking at
if Brock goes out, definitely someone has to be, other than Gunther, someone else has to. Someone else has to. And if Oba loses, like I said, if Oba loses at WrestleMania, he has to be the one to kill him. He has to be the one to put that beast down. He has to. Shish kebab him, send him on his way on a high note. It can't be Gunther. I'm sick and tired of Gunther. You know what's so sad about this too? There was some plans, and thank goodness this happened. But there was some plans that they were going to have Gunther versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, and I'm glad that didn't happen.
That was stupid right there.
What? Come on now. That size is. Come on now.
I'm so glad that didn't happen. I'm so glad.
Ray's only 5'6"?
Not even 5'6". I'm surprised he would be 5'6".
I'm stretching.
I'm taller than him. I'm 5'8".
I'm stretching it. I'm 5'9". I'm stretching it. Okay. Come on now. Ray is that, and Gunther is how tall?
Ray. Oh wow. Actually, no, you're right. Ray is 5'6". I be looking at him like he's a minute man. I be swearing he's so shorter. Okay, that's my bad. Sorry, Ray. But yeah, he is 5'6". But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Eric.
Remember, Eric hates anything with modern wrestling.
Oh my god!
What is that turd in the toilet that refused? I'm so tired, Eric. I'm not hearing him.
We got Eric. You gotta cam up and come up here, man. For real. Like, why? What is he? Why? He's a Witsec or something?
No, that's not his cup of tea.
Oh, boo.
But that I'm gonna leave that there. But right now, right, and this is the last one. We already know we got to talk about this part, and that is Roman versus CM Punk. Right now, with the new choice of words, the wars of battles, do you think, right? How do you feel about this Moments Monday for those that listen to that moment?
After what CM Punk said to Roman about his father,
He roasted his ass.
You.
That was the first one. What about this one? What about this week's?
I haven't seen anything else.
Look for this week's real quick. You got time.
Yo, CM Punk is just
Peter,
like,
right now, to this notion, what do you think about that moment of this week?
Yo, CM Punk
You're
knows how
hitting
to
below the belt now.
He knows how to push it. He knows how to sell it, but he knows how to push it.
I think they're hitting below the belt, and that's what sells right now. I think they're.
Hey, you know it's crazy. I'm gonna say right now, it's been out here, and I think it's pretty much confirmed. The writers changed what originally Roman was supposed to say.
Oh, so you think it was ad libbed?
When you're talking about hitting below the belt, apparently what some people say is there was going to be a moment where Roman was going to use CM Punk's dog, which funny enough, like a lot of us were saying out here, aka me and some others, about mentioning the dog. Funny enough, they said no, we're gonna flip it, and they let Roman stand on the legacy, stand on his whole thing, stand on everything else. But the funny prerequisite was how they twisted and punched at a part where we didn't think CM Punk was gonna really be butthurt about or sensitive in this case. And when Roman called him old.
I'll be honest with you guys. Hang on a second. The dog thing. I'm gonna bring that up in a minute. Somebody who lost his dog recently. You bring my dog up, I'm gonna rip your goddamn fucking head off. I don't care who you are.
That's what and you told me
that's something you.
That's totally understandable, Peter.
You know, bring family and my pet into this because you are now playing with a different Spartan, a different Peter, and that Peter and Spartan has no control. I will black the fuck out. I don't care who you are. I don't care if I go to prison for that and be worth it.
No, I know how, Peter. You told me how close you were
with Alex.
So I totally understand where you're coming from. I totally understand.
And the ironic thing, I lost Alex around the same time CM Punk lost his.
Oh, wow.
So that hits home for me.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he lost his in December, if I remember correctly, and mine lost in December too. As he said, let's say I was in the ring with Roman and he said something about Alex, it would have been poop right in his jaw. I would have shattered his jaw completely. And that would be the start. I'll put it this way: what I would have done to him, I cannot say online. That's all I'm gonna say.
Enough said.
It will be such a pornographic vision into people's faces. And man, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that enough said. I already know where you're going with that.
Oh yeah, I heard that. But yeah, but look, it was just very interesting to me. So the fact that to hear that they changed it, and then they went with that angle. I mean, honestly, at first I was thinking to myself, the angle felt like a little bit not enough. But then I'm thinking to myself, as I let it marinate on my mind, I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty funny that they actually hit that. I was like, you know what? I was actually in good favors of it because the one thing that at this point, you got to think about it. For someone that calls himself the best in the world, just look how you're moving. And, it sort of puts the same pressure because it's like, you know what? Screw the bullshit, right? We know you're the greatest talker on the mic. We know that for sure. But let's be honest. You're a try-hard. You try to do so much of everything else. And then let's be honest. You're old. I was like, cause when he said, I'm faster, I'm younger, I'm more powerful than you and everything else. And then he's saying that you're old. I was like, oh my. Damn. And the fact that he had to escort you out the ring, knowing you punched Roman, I was like, and then let Roman stay there and let him egg on even further with the crowd. I was like, oh yeah. Like, hey, look, feel what you feel. But Roman definitely run that one for sure. He definitely run that one. He took that home. So I was like, that was hilarious.
That hurts.
Oh, yeah. Of course it hurts your pride because you can't be the best in the world and you move like old bricks.
Understatement.
So it's like to hear that. So to hear like how they did it, and then he flipped it on him. I was like, oh yeah, that's actually pretty funny. That's so hilarious. That's so hilarious. That hurted his pride. Oh, that hurted his pride because that.
No one wants to be told. No one wants to be told that they're old. Trust me, no one does.
Yeah. So it's just pretty obvious, but I want to add some prerequisites to this because there's a lot of thoughts roaming around social media and everything. But real quick, so Eric says, the last time a dog was involved in an angle is when the Islanders kidnapped the British Bulldogs.
Matilda.
Oh my God, Matilda. Oh, Oh, that's crazy work.
Yeah,
That's
Matilda.
some crazy work.
Don't to the British Bulldog and to Davy Boy and Dynamite Kid. Don't
Yeah, that was
fuck
ahead of my
with
time, but
Matilda.
I did hear about that. That was ahead of my time.
Yeah, don't fuck with Matilda. Never fuck with Matilda.
Oh, that's crazy work.
Yeah, seriously. That's how
But
much I love that dog.
yeah, but yeah, but speaking on some rumors, right? Because there is a lot of talk about the angle with Roman and CM Punk, and it's getting heavier as far as the ideas of this. Because now with the Usos in the first segment of the talking piece with, I mean, well, not the first, but in the midst of the first one, a little bit after the first one, where the Uso was telling CM Punk that they need him to apologize for what he said about their uncle, and no, and then he flipping it by not apologizing, by going forward and constantly raving on CM on Roman, and then even throwing shots at the Usos, where then the Usos pushed and then not even shoved, but even punched and dropped CM Punk at that point, which kudos in a sense to the Usos. But a lot of people right now, because of the situation of that, and plus Roman, and plus the moments that they've seen, they're thinking there's a possibility of quote unquote old bloodline, excluding from I forgot the other dude name. Hold on, let me go look him up. I swear.
Talking about Solo.
Yeah. Other than Solo, right? The OG bloodline is forming back. And a lot of other people are saying because of this angle with Roman, CM Punk might be desperate. And if he is desperate, he might shake the hands of the devil, aka Paul Heyman, which then has his two stooges to do what? AKA the two stooges, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. Which, funny enough, I did mention those two versus the Usos for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. I did point that out. So, if it's possible, the only thing that's so bad about this idea that I've been hearing fluttering and everything is, well, what happens with Braun Breaker if you do that? Because if people are saying this as CM Punk being the new head lead of the Vision, well, where do you do with Braun Breaker with that notion? Because that don't make sense if they go that route. Because you're going to make Braun Breaker another pretty much another somewhat under henchman under CM Punk at that point.
First Seth Rollins, now CM Punk.
Right. So it's like, you're struggling hairs at that point if you do that. So it's sort of like a doozy with that point.
It's almost like it's almost like Braun's good enough to be a henchman until he goes on his own and saying, I'm no one's muscle anymore.
Pretty much. And that's why I'm like, it's sort of like a bad deal if they were to make that move. But again, because even to this storyline that I'm hearing in particular, they're also pointing it out as if he beats Roman. This also continues another long storytelling with Seth. Because now that engineers with Seth, with CM Punk still holding the title, and if that works that way, it also engineers another play, because supposedly what people are saying as well, right? Well, this particular person is saying as well, is Moxley's contract will eventually be up. And if it does, is there a possibility of a Moxley returning, which then they employ, aka the Shield, which again, if you know this history of the Shield, CM Punk originally had the idea for the Shield. So, which then would bring a full turn storyline of the Shield now going against him with his group, aka the Vision at that point. If they like for your ideal visuals, how do you see that?
First of all, I have a hard time seeing Moxley coming back to WWE because he left Seth in bad terms. But again, we've seen other people come back on worse terms than that. A lot of people.
That's true. That is true. And how do you bury that? Yeah. And how do you bury that?
CM Punk, another one. Like those two.
The pipe bomb. He burned on. He napalm.
Bret Hitman Hart.
Say again?
Bret Hitman Hart.
Oh, yes.
He did Real Bodybuilder. Those all the four names right there had royal blood. They were bashing him in sense. But guess what? They came back.
Yeah.
as much I don't, is it hard to believe him come back? Nothing's impossible when it comes to this stuff anymore. We know
That's
this.
true.
Let's say, for argument's sake, they figure a way to bring him back. Okay, cool, he's back. Bring the Shield back. I can believe that. Now, having CM Punk's version of a group, hard to believe that. I'll give you that. Could it be a good storyline? I don't know. Let's see how they write it in, how everything. But the question is Roman Reigns and Seth are going to bury Satches right now during the corner storyline? They want to kill each other technically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the last time they were trying to team up, and it says that I am not teaming up with that scumbag.
Right.
It was for the War Games. I'm not. What was it, a few years back? They end up picking CM Punk instead. So I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Yeah, that is wishful thinking, Eric, because if I'm not mistaken, Joe will pretty much end his career in AEW.
It's gonna take a lot of convincing to get John Moxley to come back to take on the mantle of Dean Ambrose. It's gonna be very, very hard because I was hearing he doesn't see himself going back anytime soon, if ever. Even if the money
Right now,
was
he's
right.
still hot in AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, though, and that's the thing, and that's what I'm saying, like, the person that thought this definitely had some wishful thinking and definitely thought of this very well for what he thought of it was, right? But the thing is, to believe that Maxley is going to leave AEW, knowing he's one of the top players, knowing he's actually there, not just taking a spot, but he's actually helping younger talent grow while dealing with them. Honestly, he's in a really great position. I don't see Maxley leaving AEW, especially while it's hot. And I wouldn't believe AEW would just let him walk either.
That's true.
So, again, the person that thought of it definitely had some wishful thinking, and it definitely had made some sense along the way. But definitely there is some sticks and stones in the road of that idea, and a lot of that would just not really fit right now.
But you can also look at Cody. He was very hot in AEW, and he ended up jumping ship.
That's true. He helped.
No, he wasn't.
He helped set up AEW basically to where it is now.
He helped set up, but he wasn't as hot as people think he was. They didn't give a fuck for Cody. I mean, at least the way I looked at it.
He helped lay down the groundwork. He helped lay down the groundwork and the footprint and everything. And people were surprised that he was able to pull it off. So honestly, Moxley's in a very good position. He's in a very good place. He's one of the higher ups. He's one of those guys that people recognize. He's helping the young talent as well develop at the same time. Does he see himself going back to being Dean Ambrose and being part of that faction once again? It's going to take a lot to get all three of them back in the ring. It's going to take a whole lot to where something has to happen and you see all three of them put their fists together. And you hear those words in the theme song for the Shield. It's going to take a whole lot. It really is. And I don't think I'll see him doing it anytime soon, if ever. I think he's done being Dean Ambrose. I think he likes where he is. He's wrestling under his actual name and so on and so forth. He's wrestling with some familiar faces that he knew. He's helping a lot of these young guys. It's going to take a lot.
I mean, the thing too, right? Just to add to this, I think another thing when you got to remember when Dean/Maxley left, he left when Vince was in control. So that may be one small different play into this whole notion. But again, with all these rumors flying about Vince trying to take back control, whatever. But my thing is, that's just something else right there, just to throw a hatch in. But honestly, I don't think so. Dean is gonna look to make a return. Like, it would be a lot because right now, again, I just don't see it. It's like I don't care what the contract is. If I'm Dean / Maxley, I don't give a rat's ass what the contract is. I'm the biggest right now in the company. I'm the most important person that guides the new future. And at the same time, I'm like one of the more pinnacle guys with my own team right now. And I'm gonna destroy that just to say, oh, I'm gonna go back home. Not a chance. Not a chance. Because let's be honest, like, granted, the fans will be happy and all that stuff, but then what? We do the Shield thing, we beat this punk up, then what?
Go back to your separate ways.
Oh yeah. Like it's sort of like, you're just doing it just to poop poop, and it doesn't really matter. It's like, for one storyline, let's do this all over again. I'm like, who gives a
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, people don't want to be teased, no matter what. People do not want to be teased.
Oh Lord, this guy.
Him coming back, I don't see it because, like Wally says, he's hot. He's making good money. He's comfortable where he's at.
He doesn't have to do as much traveling either.
And then you got to think about it too. His wife is also there as one of the spokespersons. Like, why jump all that and break all that for just to go back?
His wife is there. His father-in-law's there.
With what's his name? Not Ricochet. What's his name? Shit, I can't remember his name now. He went to AW and his girlfriend, I think, was
talking about Ricochet.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Because she eventually jumped. Well, she eventually left WWE because of it.
They're saying it was other reason. I'm pretty sure that's one.
Well, there's a lot. Like,
there's a lot of reasons.
But I wouldn't be surprised if she left because, honestly, for her, there was definitely nothing like really different. Honestly, if it was the simple fact that she just want to support her husband, it is what it is. It's like, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
But like I said, I remember there was an article Ricochet said in the interview, he was angry at the fact that the WWE wasn't using him.
No, we know. We talked about this.
Yeah.
We know that.
So,
and not only that, he didn't like how his character was going too.
Well, of course not, because his character wasn't good enough. But that's what I'm saying. That's the price tag of, again, going to somewhere you think you're going to blow up and your whole work is going to blow up in the scenery somewhere else. And I'm like, no. You have to understand, like, this is what I'm saying. Choose wisely where you go, because what you think is going to blow up is not. And granted, and it's crazy. Let's make the segue, right? Because right now he's facing a lot of backlash for a lot of the stuff that he said on the internet, but that's because the fan base is constantly keep raging at him. And I honestly, it's like, for me, do I believe Ricochet should have said what he said? No. But at the same time, I can understand, like, if you're constantly saying what you're saying and you're constantly making, headshots or move shots around my way, saying things to really get me flustered, at this point, I'm just going to sit here and be like, you know what, F you. Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, whatever. I might just blur out and black out. And I think that's just what it is. He blacked out and said a lot of things. Granted, it's definitely going to get him on the back end, because now you blacking out and saying some things is going to make you look bad. But at this point, it's like, this is where I sit here and say, like, honestly, for all you guys out there that is mad or crying and want him to apologize, you push this out of him. You push this out of him. Granted, he don't have to listen to what the fuck neither one of y'all say, but you push this out of him. You think that you can guys just make your comments and not expect a reply? No. That's how that works. This is social media, right? Everyone can reply. Just like how you can reply, so can he. But because he's a professional and because of where he's at, he has to be the bigger person versus
he has to sit there and take it.
Right. And that's the thing. And it's like, most people don't want to take it. But again, do I believe that he had to take it? No. But at the same time, do I have to believe that you had to make the reply the way you did? No. And I think that right there is just those things. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, when Ricochet said what he said about ever since leaving WWE and, saying what he's saying, like he lost his love for wrestling, it's showing, because you're just getting angrier and angrier as time goes, versus really finding some time to chill and, rebirth the hunger and the rebirth the love of wrestling for you.
I
So
totally understand where his statement coming from because I work for companies that I did not want to go to work. I didn't want to cook. I hate looking at food. It was just it lost the passion of what you love to do.
right.
And sometimes you when you change companies, you reignite that passion again. And this could be one of the cases right now.
No, yeah. So that's just some of the small things I just wanted to point out on that instance. That was brought up. But look, that's all pretty much all things that we're going to talk about tonight. Stay tuned for more on the side end if I upload anything, because I think there is some more stuff I would, but I don't think so it's that heavy to talk about per se on this topic right now. So with that, you guys, what is your last final thoughts for the show? And we're going to close this out.
Anton, you can go first, bud.
Okay. Right now, we are what 4 weeks away to WrestleMania. I think we're about 4 or 5 weeks away from WrestleMania, and it's always say again.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah, give or take. And it's always been like the pay-per-view you look forward to because a lot of answers are going to question. A lot of questions you have are going to get answered. Situations that are going on, it's going to meet either it's going to be finally resolved or it's going to continue on. You've always, it's like we all remember when at WrestleMania, we always were looking forward to when we found out the card and you saw particular wrestlers or particular factions going up against one another. You were looking forward to it. You were like, okay, they're finally going to settle it here. This is the greatest spectacle in all sports. We all remember ordering the pay-per-views, sitting in sitting in our parents' living room or family den or basement, watching these watching everything go on. We all remember the times when we would read up about it before the pay-per-view and talk to your friends on what do you think is going to happen in the pay-per-view. You're not really finding that in this year. You're out. And that's the bit of a disappointment. Now, okay, yes, granted, it's in Las Vegas again this year, like last year. That part was a TKO call because when they started doing big fights in the UFC, they always made sure they had the big fights in Vegas. So, of course, a lot of these guys are still traveling, still doing, they're still doing Raw, they're still doing SmackDown, still doing their thing. And it's almost like I said, okay, can we really carry this from this point until WrestleMania? Is someone going to get hurt? Is something going to happen where a monkey wrench is thrown in and we can't continue this story? Got to wait to see. So it's going to be interesting on how that plays out. And at the same time, I don't know where it's going to go. It's interesting, but also there's a lot of questions too. And that's all I got to say. Those are the words we're thinking about. Thank you.
Yes, it's my turn. I am going to be very disappointed with this WrestleMania right now, as it shows, because WrestleMania is supposed to be our Super Bowl for wrestling. The story should be hyped up so high up. We cannot wait till this happens. But to me right now, how I feel. Going back to the same venue, I know for a fact when they pick a venue, they are scheduled out 5 years ahead of time. This is a lot of contract and all that stuff. Pretty sure this is like if I remember correctly what I read and watched a couple of videos, this was a TKO call. Whatever reason, that's a whole different story. But hopefully we have a couple more weeks. Hopefully they can still amp these up a little next couple weeks to the point I can come up here the next couple of days and tell you guys, now we have a real WrestleMania in our hands. Till then, I'm not gonna waste my time.
All right. Well, with that said, for me, well, first and foremost, let me clarify some few points. Technically, it was supposed to be somewhere else, but because of whatever situations happened with the venue, they changed it because I believe it was supposed to be in New Orleans.
I think you're right.
42.
Yeah.
But because of that little fall off and whatever happened in that transaction, they just dropped back to Las Vegas because they already did it there. It went boomed up, so why not? They didn't bother putting no time to think anywhere else, but they just chose to go back to Las Vegas with it. That was one thing. Number two, like I said, right now WrestleMania is what it is, right? Like so far right now we have CM Punk versus Roman. We have Stephanie Valkyrie versus Liv Morgan, which we didn't bother talking about that because that'd just be another topic I'll talk on the side. We got Jade versus Rhea Ripley. We have Cody versus Randy. We have Brock versus Oprah as the clear known matches. There is some other matches, but I'll talk about that on the side because, you know, some of them may not be that much interesting to talk about, and I will talk about that with some more clarity of some other things I was thinking in the midst of it all. But one thing is for sure right now, WWE has to do a lot because one of the things that I will put down on this is this. Right now, AEW just had their event, which is AEW Revolution or Resolution, one of the other. Revolution, right? And I will say, I've seen some highlights and some moments of that. Yeah, they're going to have to do a lot. They're going to have to do some lot because if I don't know what AEW's big moment, but I think that is the big show of theirs.
I'm pretty sure you're right. If I'm not mistaken, they started the show with that, the company with that. I'm not mistaken.
Possibly, I think that's their big Super Bowl wrestle moment. If that is, then incomparable, it's not gonna be favorable against them because right now they have to do a lot to stack over that. And granted, a lot of people wasn't really happy with that because they said that it was too long. But other than that, the matches were good. It's just too long. But yeah, they're definitely gonna have to stack up because I've seen those clips. That they got their work cut for them. They got their work cut. And what's even crazier, there is a rumor that they're saying they have somebody or a team of people watching the product of AEW. And I will say this just to give a little taste of this, because I will talk about this on a separate video. I'm not surprised that they are watching, but my thing is, even if you do watch, what are you doing about your product that's going to change? What are you doing about your product that's going to change? Because honestly, watching them don't mean nothing if you don't worry about what you got going on. But I will speak, like I said, I will go in deeper depth because again, I understand why, but at the same time, it's like it really doesn't matter. It just don't. But with that said, that is my thoughts. I hope you guys had a great time for the rest of the show, and hopefully, you guys drop your thoughts in the comment sections later on if you guys weren't here for the live show and you come back to the video. So we'll see you guys till then. See you guys till next time. And most importantly, before we leave out, let's talk about next day's show real quick, which is...
I have the list up before me do it for you.
Oh, because I was about to literally say, because tomorrow, for ladies and gentlemen, we got Star Wars. We got What If Darth Vader Survives the Return of the Jedi? A conversation Peter and the rest of the gang will more likely have amongst their thoughts if things were to be different. How would you feel about it?
Tune in tomorrow, find out.
Right. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I have for you guys. See you guys till next, and stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you lock in that bell and stay tuned to all shows and or uploads that will be tuning on into the channel. We see you guys later. Much love.
As always, guys, stay fresh, stay safe. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one.
Be safe, everybody.